I visited California for the sunshine, but I didn't expect to go viral for an incident. Yes, that actually happened. And no, it wasn't planned. But what if I told you this one moment changed the way I learn English, and how you can learn it too? Hello, welcome to English Cactus. My name is Anna. Before we begin, don't forget to grab your free PDF of this lesson in the video description. Thank you for watching my videos, sending messages, and leaving your sweet comments. Your support truly helps this channel grow and stay alive. In today's story, you'll not only laugh with me, you'll also study English and learn real phrases that people actually use in everyday life. No boring grammar rules, just natural, simple English that sticks. Here's how it works. First, just relax and listen to the full story. Understand the big picture. Then go back, pause after each sentence, and repeat with me. This is called the shadowing technique. It's like talking to a friend, me. You'll practice speaking, improve your pronunciation, and gain confidence. Now grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's begin. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments where you're from. You're about to discover that the best way to learn a language is to live a little. Você gostou dessa introdução ou gostaria de fazer algum ajuste, modificar algo, deixar mais longa ou mais curta, mais polêmica, mais leve, etc. Antes que eu continue para a conclusão? Mia was that kind of person who smiles at the sunrise, even after a long flight. She came from Brazil, looking for peace, fun, and maybe a little adventure. Santa Monica seemed like the perfect place. Bright sun, happy people, palm trees everywhere. And of course, she wanted to study English while enjoying her trip. She thought, why not learn and travel at the same time? Mia loved walking with her little notebook, writing new words she heard on the street. She didn't know anyone in California except Jason, an old friend from an online English class. When they finally met, it felt like two different worlds talking in the same sentence. Everything looked perfect. But then, life added a little spice to her story. Jason decided to show her around the Santa Monica Pier, and Mia was amazed. The ocean breeze, the music from street performers, the colors of the sunset. It all looked like a movie. She kept saying, "This is the most beautiful place I've ever seen." Of course, she wanted to take photos of everything. And yes, she also wanted to speak English with everyone. "This is how I learn," she told Jason. "I don't just study English, I live it." He smiled, but also knew Mia was a bit dramatic. He warned her, "Don't try to take a selfie and walk at the same time." But did she listen? Well, let's say sometimes you need to learn things the funny way. Now imagine this. You're holding a pistachio gelato, smiling for the perfect selfie, and boom, your foot finds the one little crack on the pier. That's what happened next. In just 1 second, Mia's gelato flew like a green missile through the California air. It didn't land on the floor. It didn't land on her. It landed on a man's face, a stranger, a local. And not just any stranger. Someone very famous in Santa Monica, a guy people recognize from every TikTok trend. And yes, that little pistachio moment was just the beginning of something way bigger. Mia didn't know what hit harder, the fall, the embarrassment, or the scream that came from the man with pistachio dripping down his sunglasses. Everyone around froze. People stopped eating, laughing, walking. Time paused. And then someone whispered, "Isn't that Logan Fields?" Yes, the Logan Fields, TikTok king, local celebrity, gym selfie champion, and now, the official face of Mia's flying gelato. She covered her mouth and whispered, "Disculpa, I'm so sorry." But Logan just blinked, slowly, trying to understand what just happened. And before anyone could say another word, the sound of a phone camera clicking broke the silence. Phones were everywhere. People were laughing, filming, pointing. Some shouted, "Post that!" And this is going viral! Poor Mia. Her first gelato in California became an international event. One teenager nearby even shouted, "Hey, pistachio girl," and others joined in. It wasn't mean, just chaotic. Mia tried to clean Logan's face with a tiny napkin, but that made it worse. He looked like a Picasso painting made of ice cream. Jason, of course, arrived 2 seconds too late, holding 2 lemonades and saying, "What did I miss?" She gave him a look that said, "You have no idea." But to be fair, things were just getting started. And Logan? He had a plan of his own. Now imagine being in another country, trying to learn the language, and suddenly everyone knows who you are, but for the weirdest reason possible. Mia wasn't sure if she should cry or laugh. She kept repeating in her mind, "Study English, stay calm, breathe." But even that didn't help. Logan, surprisingly, wasn't mad. He took off his sticky glasses, looked at Mia, and said, "Well, that's one way to make an impression." And just like that, the moment turned into something surreal. He asked for her name, smiled for a selfie with her, and said, "You're gonna be famous by tomorrow." Mia had no idea that the next time she opened TikTok, she would see her face everywhere. By the time Mia got back to the hotel, her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Notifications, comments, DMs. At first, she thought it was just her mom checking in. But no, it was a video. Her video. The moment the pistachio gelato hit Logan's face, captured perfectly, shared by a stranger, and now viewed by thousands. The title? Pistachio Girl Strikes Again, even though it only happened once. Mia watched the video 10 times. She laughed, then cried a little, then laughed again. One comment read, "She's my spirit animal." Another said, "I've never related to someone more." Suddenly, she wasn't just a tourist. She was a meme. People started tagging her. Some said, "Teach us how to throw ice cream like that." Others wrote things like, "Protect this girl at all costs." It was crazy, but somehow kind. Nobody was mean. The internet had decided Mia was adorable. Even Logan posted the video on his own page, writing, "Accidents happen, especially in sweet flavors." He tagged her and added a laughing emoji. Mia couldn't believe it. In Brazil, she was just a regular girl. Now, in California, she was trending. It wasn't the way she planned to get attention, but hey, life surprises us, right? Her follower count went from 340 to 7,000 in one day. Mia didn't understand every comment. Some were full of slang, but she used this as a chance to study English. She looked up words like clumsy queen, iconic moment, and internet gold. Every time she read something new, she wrote it down. It wasn't a lesson from a book, but from real life. That's one of the best ways to learn, by living the language. She even practiced saying, "I went viral. It wasn't on purpose," and "I owned the moment." And just like that, her story became more than a funny video. It became a chance to grow, to connect, and to laugh. But just when she thought things couldn't get any weirder, Jason opened his mouth. Jason arrived late, as usual, but with a big smile on his face. He looked at Logan, still sticky with pistachio, then at Mia, who was red like a tomato, and said, "She does this kind of thing all the time." He meant it as a joke, trying to make the situation lighter. But the crowd didn't know that. Everyone started laughing even harder. Mia wanted to disappear. "Why would you say that?" she whispered. Jason tried to fix it by adding, "I mean, she's just full of surprises." But it was too late. The damage, and the comedy, was done. At least Logan found it funny. He laughed so hard he almost dropped his phone this time. Mia looked at Jason like she was going to kill him with her eyes. "I'm trying to learn and survive here, and you're not helping," she said. Still smiling because people were watching, Jason handed her a napkin, then said, "Come on, Mia. You're famous now. Just own it." She didn't know if she wanted to hug him or punch him, but deep down, she knew Jason had a point. Life throws weird things at you, sometimes literally. And when it does, you can cry or you can laugh with everyone. "At least I'm learning real English," she joked. Jason answered, "Yeah, and now you're teaching it to 100,000 strangers." The best part? People loved Jason too. His funny comment became the next part of the meme. Someone even made a remix video. She's used to embarrassing herself, with music and slow motion. Mia saw the video and couldn't stop laughing. Okay, she thought, maybe this isn't the worst thing ever. That night, she posted a short video in English. "Hi, I'm the pistachio girl. Please don't throw gelato. It's dangerous." It got even more likes. Jason smiled and said, "See, I told you. You're made for this." But what really changed Mia's heart wasn't the fame. It was the lesson she was about to learn next. Mia sat on the beach that evening, watching the waves crash softly. She held her notebook and wrote a big title, "What I Learned Today." It wasn't just about grammar or new words, it was about life. "Sometimes the most embarrassing things become the best stories," she wrote. And it's true. We often try to avoid mistakes to look perfect. But learning, especially when you study English or travel, is messy. It's full of weird moments, bad pronunciation, and yes, flying gelato. Mia realized something powerful. Mistakes don't stop the journey. They create it. She remembered the comments, the laughter, even Logan's smile. Nobody hated her. In fact, people connected more because she was real, vulnerable, human. Maybe that's the secret. She thought. People don't follow perfection, they follow people. So instead of hiding, Mia leaned into the chaos. She posted another video the next day saying, "Learning English is like learning to walk. You fall, a lot, but you also laugh a lot." That one video touched people even more. They messaged her saying, "Thank you for showing us it's okay to mess up." And for the first time, Mia didn't feel like a tourist. She felt like she belonged. From that point on, Mia changed how she learned. She stopped being afraid of speaking in public. She asked more questions, talked to more strangers, even if her English wasn't perfect. She discovered that practice comes from doing, not just thinking. Every mistake helped her grow. She wasn't just studying English anymore. She was living it. And that made all the difference. That Santa Monica moment turned into a lesson she would never forget. But what about you? Do you know how to say things like slip and fall or burst out laughing? Because Mia learned them in the funniest way possible. Let's break down some of the real English Mia learned from her adventure. First, the phrase slip and fall. It means to lose your balance and fall, usually by accident. Mia slipped and fell while trying to take that selfie. Classic move. You can use this in everyday life. Be careful, the floor is wet. You might slip and fall. Easy, right? Another phrase she learned is facepalm moment. This is when you do something silly and just put your hand on your forehead like, "Oh no." We all have facepalm moments. Don't worry, they help us grow. Then there's it went viral. This means something spread super fast on the internet, like a video or photo. Mia's gelato moment? Yep, it went viral. You can say, "My dance video went viral last week." Another fun phrase, own the moment. This means to take control and feel confident, even if something goes wrong. Mia owned the moment by laughing and posting about it. Try this sentence. "I made a mistake during my English class, but I owned the moment and kept going." That's the spirit you need when you learn any new skill. Now here's one more. Burst out laughing. It means you start laughing suddenly, usually very hard. When Jason said Mia was used to embarrassing herself, everyone burst out laughing. You can say, I saw a funny video, and burst out laughing. In public. And finally, trending now. It means something is very popular at the moment. That new song is trending now on TikTok. These phrases aren't just for fun. They're how people really speak. If you repeat them, practice with them, and use them in daily life, your English will grow faster than you imagine. And guess what comes next? That's right, repeating together. Now it's your turn to speak. Yes, you. One of the best ways to study English is by repeating real phrases out loud. It may feel strange at first, but it works. When you say the words with your voice, your brain remembers faster. Let's try. Slip and fall. Say it now, again. Now say, I slipped and fell. Great. Let's do another. Burst out laughing. Try it. I burst out laughing at the video. Perfect. This is called shadowing. You listen to me, then repeat with the same rhythm. Like singing, but with real English. Every time you repeat a sentence, you're training your mouth and ears. That's how you build fluency. Don't worry if your accent isn't perfect. That comes with time. Just focus on saying the words clearly and with confidence. Practice in front of the mirror if you want. Talk to yourself. Read signs out loud. Use short phrases like, it went viral, or own the moment in daily life. You can even write them in your notebook and say them during your walk or coffee break. Small steps create big results. Just like Mia, your mistakes will become funny stories one day too. I always tell my students, don't just learn English, live it. Use it in small ways every day. Speak to your dog in English. Tell the mirror what your plan is. Read the back of your shampoo bottle out loud. Everything helps, and when you make it fun, you don't give up. So now, go back to the story. Watch it again. Pause after each sentence. Repeat it. Copy my voice. Copy the rhythm. You'll be surprised how quickly your English improves. And if you liked this story, wait until you hear what happened to me when I visited California. So now, let me ask you something. How do you react when things don't go as planned? Do you hide? Or do you smile, laugh, and turn it into a lesson? Because here's the truth. Learning English is not just about words and grammar. It's about confidence, about making mistakes and turning them into stories. Just like Mia, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up, speak out, and try. Every time you study English, even for 5 minutes, you're building something powerful. A new skill, a new future. And maybe, one day, someone will hear your story and feel inspired too. But you have to start. You have to repeat. You have to live it. So, what's your gelato moment? What's one funny, embarrassing, or unforgettable experience that taught you something real? Share it in the comments. I want to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, we can keep growing, laughing, and learning together. Because this journey isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, even when your ice cream goes flying.